Asterisk the friends arrive in their car, parked on a narrow, winding road leading to the cabin. Tall, dense trees loom overhead, blocking out most of the sunlight. The cabin itself is isolated, surrounded by overgrown bushes and vines. There's an unsettling silence broken only by the occasional rustling of leaves in the wind. Asterisk inside the cabin, the atmosphere is musty and dimly lit. The friends nervously explore their surroundings, unpacking bags and trying to make light conversation. Strange creaks and groans echo through the wooden walls, heightening their anxiety. Asterisk while exploring, one of the friends discovers an old journal hidden in a dusty drawer. As they read aloud from its pages, they learn about a tragic event that occurred in the cabin years ago, a family's mysterious disappearance, rumored to be connected to dark rituals. Asterisk night descends, enveloping the cabin in darkness. The group gathers around a flickering lantern, trying to rationalize the strange occurrences they've experienced. Outside, the wind picks up, causing the trees to sway ominously. Asterisk as tensions rise, paranormal activity escalates, objects move on their own, chilling whispers fill the air, and eerie apparitions briefly materialize. Fear grips the group as they realize they are not alone in the cabin. Asterisk the friends' fear intensifies as they struggle to maintain their sanity amidst the escalating supernatural activity. Trust begins to fray, and they turn on each other in paranoia and desperation to escape. Asterisk in a climactic encounter, the entity reveals itself a malevolent force tied to the dark history of the cabin. It seeks vengeance for past wrongs and unleashes its wrath upon the friends, tormenting them with their deepest fears. Asterisk the friends must band together to fight the entity, using whatever makeshift weapons they can find. They struggle against overwhelming odds, their courage tested as they face the true horrors lurking within the cabin's walls. Asterisk with sheer willpower and a stroke of luck, the friends manage to weaken the entity and find a way to escape the cabin. They flee into the night, hearts pounding, leaving behind the malevolent presence but forever scarred by the horrors they witnessed. Asterisk the sun rises over the village as the friends reunite, physically safe but emotionally shaken. They vow never to speak of the horrors they faced, haunted by the knowledge that the cabin's dark secret remains undisturbed, waiting for its next unwitting victims. At the edge of Willow Lake stands an old, weather-worn cabin. Dense woods encircle it, casting long shadows that stretch toward the water. The lake's surface reflects a stormy sky, ominous clouds gathering overhead. The cabin appears deserted, its windows boarded up and paint peeling, yet a faint light glows from within, hinting at hidden secrets. A group of friends, Tom, Emily, David, Lisa, and Sarah, arrive at the lakeside cabin. They carry backpacks and flashlights, their expressions a mix of curiosity and unease as they approach the creaky wooden porch. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and pine, adding to the eerie ambience as they prepare to uncover the cabin's mysteries. They step cautiously inside the cabin, flashlights cutting through the dimness. Dust hangs in the air, and cobwebs cling to neglected furniture. Old photographs line the walls, depicting faces from a bygone era, their eyes seeming to follow the intruders. The atmosphere is stifling, the silence broken only by the creaking of floorboards beneath their feet. They discover a journal on a dusty wooden table. Its entries detail tragic events that occurred at the cabin, a drowning in Willow Lake, sightings of apparitions, and inexplicable sounds echoing through the night. The words evoke a sense of dread, hinting at a restless spirit that refuses to leave the cabin or its cursed grounds. They gather by the cabin's window, watching as a storm brews over Willow Lake. Lightning flashes illuminate the sky, casting eerie shadows inside the cabin. Thunder rumbles ominously, the sound reverberating through the walls. The friends exchange nervous glances, the storm mirroring the turmoil within their minds as they confront the supernatural forces at play. In the cabin's living room, objects move on their own accord. Chairs scrape across the floor, and books topple from shelves, illuminated by the flickering glow of an oil lamp. The air crackles with unseen energy, and cold drafts send shivers down their spines. Fear tightens its grip as they realize they are not alone in the cabin. Something unseen watches their every move. In one of the cabin's bedrooms, a ghostly figure materializes at the foot of a bed. Its form is translucent, its eyes hollow yet searching. The air grows icy cold, a tangible presence of sorrow and longing filling the room. The friends stand frozen in fear, unable to comprehend the specter's silent plea as it fades back into the darkness. They investigate the cabin's basement, their flashlights revealing stacks of old crates and barrels. Among them, they find a hidden door obscured by years of neglect. Dust particles dance in the beams of light as they pry the door open, revealing a staircase that descends into darkness. A sense of foreboding grips them, urging them to uncover the truth buried within the cabin's depths. In the basement, they confront a malevolent presence. Its shadowy form coalesces amidst flickering candlelight, its eyes gleaming with malice. The air becomes heavy with hostility, threatening to suffocate them as they stand against the embodiment of evil that has plagued Willow Lake for decades. They brace themselves for a final confrontation, their courage faltering in the face of the darkness that surrounds them. At dawn, they flee the cabin as the storm over Willow Lake dissipates. The air is crisp and cool, a sharp contrast to the horrors they endured inside. They run through the woods, their footsteps echoing in the silence that follows the tempest. The cabin stands solitary behind them, its secrets and malevolent spirits left behind in the wake of their harrowing escape. As sunrise bathes the abandoned cabin by Willow Lake in golden light, its weathered exterior bears witness to the darkness that dwells within. Nature reclaims its hold on the forsaken structure, but the memories of what transpired inside remain etched in the minds of those who dared to venture into its haunted depths. They carry with them the knowledge that some mysteries are better left undisturbed, lest they awaken forces beyond human understanding. In the heart of the forest, where the trees whisper secrets and the night holds sway, stands a secluded cabin, its windows dark and its doors locked against the unknown. A group of friends, seeking refuge from the hustle of the city, arrive at the cabin with eager anticipation, their footsteps echoing in the stillness of the night. With trepidation, the friends step into the cabin's interior, their flashlights cutting through the gloom to reveal dusty furniture and cobwebs that cling to the corners like specters of the past. As they settle into the cabin, the friends are unsettled by strange noises that seem to emanate from the walls themselves, and shadows that flicker and sway as if alive with malevolent intent. Curiosity getting the better of them, the friends discover a hidden trapdoor in the floor, its hinges creaking ominously as they reveal a staircase leading down into the unknown depths of the basement. In the oppressive darkness of the basement, the friends feel an unseen presence watching their every move, its icy touch sending shivers down their spines as they navigate the labyrinth and corridors. With trepidation, the friends venture further into the basement's labyrinth of corridors, their flashlights illuminating strange symbols etched into the walls, symbols that seem to pulse with an otherworldly energy. With mounting fear, the friends try to flee the basement, only to find themselves blocked by an invisible barrier, trapping them within its suffocating embrace. In a moment of terror, the friends come face to face with the malevolent entity that haunts the cabin, its form twisted and contorted with rage as it seeks vengeance upon those who dare to intrude upon its domain. Armed with only their wits and their dwindling courage, the friends battle against the malevolent entity, their voices raised in a desperate plea to banish it from the cabin and free themselves from its spectral grip. Just when all seems lost, a blinding light fills the cabin, dispelling the shadows and revealing the truth behind the haunting. With the malevolent entity banished, the cabin falls silent once more, its haunted halls now empty of the darkness that once held sway. As the friends step out into the moonlit night, they know they have faced their fears and emerged victorious. With the cabin fading into the darkness behind them, the friends walk away, their hearts lighter now that they have faced their fears and emerged stronger for it. But as they leave, they know that the memory of their encounter with the shadows in the night will stay with them forever. On a dark and stormy night, Three college friends, Alex, Sam, and Jess, arrived at Blackwood Manor. They planned to spend the night exploring the abandoned mansion, known for its dark history. With a creaking groan, the front door opened. The friends stepped inside, greeted by a grand but decaying foyer. Dust-covered furniture and cobwebs filled the room, and the air smelled of mildew. As they explored the ground floor, they found old portraits with eyes that seemed to follow them. The silence was occasionally broken by the sound of dripping water and the creaking of old wood. In the dining room, the chandelier suddenly swung back and forth, and the temperature dropped. They heard faint whispers, but couldn't tell where they came from. To cover more ground, they decided to split up. Alex and Sam went upstairs while Jess continued exploring the ground floor. The house seemed to grow darker and more oppressive. Upstairs, Alex and Sam found an old nursery. Broken toys were scattered across the floor, and a rocking chair moved back and forth on its own. They heard a child's laughter echoing through the room. Jess found a hidden door leading to the basement. Descending the dark stairs, she felt an increasing sense of dread. In the basement, she saw a shadowy figure standing in the corner. It moved toward her and then vanished. Terrified, Jess ran upstairs and reunited with Alex and Sam. They decided to leave immediately, but when they tried to open the front door, it was locked and wouldn't budge. While searching for another way out, they discovered a hidden passage behind a bookcase. The passage led to a narrow tunnel, which they hoped would lead to safety. As they made their way through the tunnel, they heard footsteps behind them. Turning around, they saw the ghostly figure again, this time more menacing. It reached out with a chilling wail. They ran as fast as they could. The tunnel finally led them outside, far from the manor. They didn't stop until they were safely back in town, vowing never to return. Blackwood Manor remained abandoned and forgotten, a place of nightmares and lost souls. The friends never spoke of that night again, but they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The narrator introduces Ravenwood Manor, emphasizing its ominous presence and the rumors surrounding it. The camera pans over the exterior of the manor, capturing its Gothic architecture and the sense of foreboding that hangs in the air. Sarah and Alex engage in a friendly debate about the existence of ghosts while their friends exchange nervous glances. The fire crackles, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the group, foreshadowing the darkness they are about to face inside the manor. Alex, emboldened by the stories, dares the group to spend the night in Ravenwood Manor. Sarah rolls her eyes, but reluctantly agrees, along with the others who exchange uncertain looks. The key glints ominously in the firelight as Alex pockets it, sealing their fate. With nervous laughter, they step inside the manor, its interior cloaked in shadows. The air is cold and musty. Furniture draped in dusty sheets looms like specters in the dim light. The creaking of floorboards echoes ominously as they venture deeper into the heart of the manor. Tension mounts as unexplained occurrences unsettle the group, doors slamming shut, inexplicable cold drafts, and fleeting shadows that vanish when looked upon. Sarah remains skeptical, attributing these events to old plumbing and drafts, but unease creeps into her voice. In the library, they uncover forbidden knowledge, ancient books with cryptic symbols and faded manuscripts detailing rituals long forgotten. The atmosphere thickens with each turn of a page, hinting at the darkness that once pervaded Ravenwood Manor. Separated from the group, Sarah's skepticism wavers as she encounters a presence she cannot explain, a fleeting figure at the edge of her vision, whispers that curl around her mind like tendrils of fog. Fear grips her heart as she struggles to find her way back to safety. In a climactic moment, the entity reveals itself, a twisted specter bound to Ravenwood Manor by a tragic past. Its presence fills the room with dread as it reaches out to the group, each member paralyzed by fear and disbelief. Sarah's skepticism shatters as reality morphs into a nightmare before their eyes. With adrenaline fueling their flight, the group races against time to escape Ravenwood Manor's clutches. Doors slam shut, corridors stretch endlessly, and the walls themselves seem to shift in defiance. Their breathless voices echo through the labyrinth in halls as they fight for survival. As sunlight bathes Ravenwood Manor, its malevolent presence retreats into the shadows. The group, shaken but alive, gathers outside, their faces pale with the remnants of fear. Sarah and Alex exchange a solemn glance, their beliefs reshaped by the horrors they witnessed within. Maya stands at the top of the subway station stairs, peering down into the dimly lit corridor below. The walls are adorned with layers of graffiti, some vibrant and artistic, others faded and ominous. The overhead lights flicker sporadically, casting irregular shadows on the rusted metal steps leading into the depths. Maya adjusts her backpack and camera, taking a deep breath before beginning her descent into the unknown. Maya navigates the winding corridors of the subway station, her footsteps echoing off the tiled walls. The air is cool and stale, carrying whispers of a forgotten era. Graffiti covers almost every surface, depicting faces and abstract shapes that seem to watch her. Every move, old posters peel off in places, revealing glimpses of advertisements from decades past. Maya pauses occasionally to capture the haunting beauty of the decaying station with her camera, each click punctuating the silence of the abandoned passageways. Maya emerges onto the platform, greeted by the oppressive silence of the empty station. The flickering fluorescent lights cast long shadows on the cracked tiles below. Rusted benches line the platform, their surfaces worn and weathered. A faint breeze stirs the air, carrying with it the distant echo of a train approaching. Maya feels a profound sense of isolation as she stands alone on the desolate platform, her camera ready to capture the melancholy of the abandoned space. As Maya waits on the platform, she notices shadows moving along the walls, their shapes shifting in the flickering light. They seem to dance and writhe unnaturally, defying any logical explanation. Maya adjusts her camera settings, trying to capture the elusive play of light and shadow. The shadows twist and elongate, casting eerie patterns that send a chill down Maya's spine. The distant rumble grows louder as a train approaches the platform, its headlights piercing the darkness. Maya hears the screech of brakes as the train comes to a stop, the door sliding open with a pneumatic hiss. Inside, the carriage is dimly lit, casting long shadows across the empty seats. Maya hesitates for a moment before stepping inside, her camera hanging from her neck, ready to document the eerie interior. The train moves through the tunnels, its rhythmic clatter filling the carriage. Maya looks out the scratched window, watching the flickering lights of the tunnel walls rushing past. In the dimness, she hears faint whispers, their words indistinct yet unsettling. The whispers seem to echo through the empty carriage, their source mysterious and elusive. Maya disembarks at an old, seemingly abandoned station, the air heavy with the scent of dampness and decay. She steps cautiously onto the platform, her footsteps echoing loudly in the silence. The station is deserted, with rusted benches and cracked tiles under flickering lights. Maya senses a presence watching her from the shadows, unseen yet palpable in the oppressive atmosphere. As Maya explores further, she encounters a figure standing in the shadows, a silhouette obscured by darkness. She freezes, her heart racing, unsure if the figure is real or a figment of her imagination. The figure remains motionless, watching her with an intensity that sends a chill down Maya's spine. She takes a hesitant step closer, her camera raised, ready to capture the mysterious presence. Show Maya facing the shadowy figure standing in the shadows of the subway station. The figure should be partially obscured, blending into the darkness of the station. The lighting should be dim and atmospheric, with flickering lights casting uncertain shadows around the figure. Maya should be holding her camera, her expression a mix of fear and determination as she confronts the unknown entity. The visual should capture the suspenseful moment of Maya's encounter with the mysterious figure. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Maya turns and runs, her footsteps echoing through the empty corridors of the subway station. She glances back only once, catching a glimpse of the figure disappearing into the shadows. Maya emerges into the main corridor, sprinting towards the exit as if pursued by unseen forces. She bursts into the open air, gasping for breath and trembling with relief, the echoes of her ordeal fading behind her in the distance. Maya emerges onto the bustling city street, her heart still pounding from the harrowing experience underground. She looks back at the subway entrance, half expecting to see the shadowy figure watching her from the depths. But the station remains silent and still, blending seamlessly into the urban landscape. With a deep breath, Maya continues down the street, haunted by the memory of whispers and shadows, forever changed by her journey into the depths of the underground. *** visual prompt. *** show Maya standing on the city street. As the clock struck midnight, Alex stepped into the deserted subway station. The air was stale and cool, the only sound his own footsteps echoing on the tiled floor. Dim overhead lights flickered intermittently, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. Alex walked past the empty ticket booths and descended the stairs to the platform below. Each step seemed to echo louder in the silent station, amplifying his sense of unease. Alex reached the platform, finding it ominously empty. The only sound was the faint hum of electricity and the occasional distant rumble of a train. Graffiti-covered walls and scattered trash added to the decrepit atmosphere. A gust of wind blew through the tunnel, causing old newspapers to rustle and dance along the ground. Alex shivered, suddenly aware of how isolated he was. He checked the digital display, but it showed no information, just blank screens staring back at him. As Alex paced nervously, he felt eyes on him from the shadows. He turned abruptly, but saw nothing. A chill ran down his spine. Something wasn't right. He moved closer to the edge of the platform, peering into the darkness of the tunnel. A fleeting movement caught his eye, a shadowy figure darting between pillars. Heart racing, Alex called out, "Hello, is someone there?" No response came, only the echo of his own voice bouncing back from the tunnel walls. As Alex paced nervously, he felt eyes on him from the shadows. He turned abruptly, but saw nothing. A chill ran down his spine. Something wasn't right. He moved closer to the edge of the platform, peering into the darkness of the tunnel. A fleeting movement caught his eye, a shadowy figure darting between pillars. Heart racing, Alex called out, "Hello, is someone there?" No response came, only the echo of his own voice bouncing back from the tunnel walls. As Alex struggled to regain his composure, the whispers coalesced into tangible forms. Ghostly figures emerged from the shadows, their faces contorted in agony. They floated towards him, reaching out with translucent hands. Alex stumbled backwards, his mind reeling in disbelief and terror. The figures moved closer, their whispers now audible as cries for help and lamentations of despair. "Please," one voice pleaded. "Help us." Alex turned and fled, his footsteps echoing through the haunted station. Alex ran through the station, the ghostly figures pursuing him relentlessly. Their cries echoed in his ears, urging him to stay and help them. He dashed past darkened corridors and abandoned rooms, searching desperately for an exit. The station seemed to twist and turn, its layout changing with each frantic turn. Alex's breath came in ragged gasps as he pushed himself to keep going, his fear driving him forward despite the overwhelming odds. In a stroke of luck, Alex stumbled upon a hidden passage obscured behind a loose panel. He dove inside, slamming the panel shut behind him, just as the ghostly figures reached out with spectral hands. The passage was narrow and suffocating, but Alex pressed on, driven by adrenaline and fear. Behind him, he could hear the muffled cries and whispers of the ghosts, unable to follow him into the hidden recesses of the station. The hidden passage led Alex to a small, forgotten chamber deep within the subway's underbelly. The air was heavy with dust and decay, and eerie symbols adorned the walls. At the center of the chamber stood an ancient altar, upon which rested a cryptic artifact glowing faintly with otherworldly light. Alex approached cautiously, drawn to the artifact despite his unease. He sensed it held the key to understanding the station's dark secrets. As Alex reached out to touch the artifact, the chamber trembled with unseen energy. The artifact pulsed brighter, illuminating the symbols on the walls with a spectral glow. Suddenly, the ghostly figures materialized around him, their forms solidifying into corporeal beings. The artifact pulsed brighter, illuminating the symbols on the walls with a spectral glow. Suddenly, the ghostly figures materialized around him, their forms solidifying into corporeal beings. T.S. And he must decide their fate. With resolve, Alex used the artifact to channel the spirit's energy, freeing them from their spectral prison. As each spirit dissipated into the light, a sense of peace filled the chamber. The artifact's glow faded, and the station fell silent once more. Alex emerged from the chamber, carrying the artifact with him. The station felt different now, no longer haunted by the echoes of the past. As he ascended the stairs to the surface, Alex knew he had faced true terror and emerged victorious. In the heart of the forest, where the moon's silver light barely penetrates the dense canopy, lies the beginning of our tale. A group of friends, seeking adventure on a moonlit night, step into the forest, their eager footsteps breaking the silence of the night. As they ventured deeper, the trees seemed to whisper secrets to one another, their rustling leaves sending shivers down the spines of the friends. Suddenly, the friends realize they've wandered off the path, the dense foliage blocking their view of the way they came. From the shadows, eerie sounds reverberate through the forest, causing the friends to pause and listen intently, their hearts pounding in their chests. Through the trees, the friends spot an abandoned cabin, its presence ominous yet strangely inviting in the darkness of the night. Inside the cabin, an oppressive atmosphere hangs heavy in the air, the friends feeling as though they are being watched by unseen eyes. With a sense of urgency, the friends try to leave the cabin, only to find the door mysteriously stuck, refusing to open. In a chilling moment, the friends come face to face with a shadowy figure, its form shifting and flickering in the dim light of the cabin. Armed with nothing but their wits and determination, the friends confront the shadowy figure, their voices trembling as they try to banish it from the cabin. Suddenly, a blinding light fills the cabin, casting out the shadows and revealing the truth behind the mysterious figure. With the threat vanquished, the cabin falls silent once more, its haunting presence lifted by the bravery of the friends who dared to confront it. As they step back into the moonlit forest, they know they have faced their fears and emerged victorious. With the cabin fading into the darkness behind them, the friends walk away, their hearts lighter now that they have faced their fears and emerged stronger for it. But as they leave, they know that the memory of their harrowing ordeal will stay with them forever. A group of 5 friends arrives at Ravenswood Manor on a stormy evening. The mansion stands isolated amidst ancient oak trees, its ivy-covered walls exuding an eerie charm. Lightning flashes overhead, casting stark shadows across the overgrown garden. They approach the grand entrance of Ravenswood Manor, its massive wooden door adorned with intricate carvings. Stone statues of gargoyles flank the entrance, their weathered faces seeming to watch their every move. The wind howls through the surrounding trees, adding to the mansion's haunting aura. Sarah leads the group inside, her excitement palpable despite the unsettling atmosphere. Tom rolls his eyes at the dramatic setting, trying to mask his unease. Emma feels a chill down her spine, sensing a presence within the mansion. Mike eagerly explores, his camera ready to capture any supernatural phenomena. Lisa hesitates, reluctant to venture further into the darkness. They explore the overgrown garden surrounding Ravenswood Manor. Moonlight filters through gnarled branches, casting eerie shadows on the cracked cobblestones and neglected flower beds. A crumbling fountain stands at the center, its water stagnant and eerily still. Sarah examines the garden's overgrown beauty, intrigued by its neglected state. Tom scoffs at the idea of supernatural occurrences, focusing on the mansion's architectural details instead. Emma senses residual energy among the tangled vines, her intuition guiding her steps. Mike searches for signs of ghostly activity, snapping photos of every shadowy corner. Lisa keeps watch, her nerves on edge as they delve deeper into the mansion's mysteries. They enter Ravenswood Manor's dusty hallways, lined with faded portraits of long-dead ancestors. Candle sconces flicker dimly, casting dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper. The air is heavy with the scent of old wood and decay. Sarah leads them deeper into the mansion, drawn to its secrets like a moth to flame. Tom remains skeptical, dismissing the creaks and groans of the old house as natural occurrences. Emma feels a sense of unease, sensing unseen eyes watching from the portraits. Mike captures the eerie ambience with his camera, documenting every unsettling detail. Lisa's nerves fray as they explore further, her instincts warning her of lurking danger. In a dimly lit room, they gather around a circular table for a séance. Candles flicker, casting shadows that seem to dance on the walls. Sarah leads the ritual, her voice echoing softly as she calls upon spirits to make their presence known. Tom remains skeptical, crossing his arms in disbelief as the séance begins. Emma's senses heighten, feeling a shift in the room's energy as they invite spirits to communicate. Mike's camera clicks softly in the background, capturing the intensity of the moment. Lisa's heart races, torn between fear and curiosity as they wait for a response from the other side. As the séance intensifies, a swirling vortex of dark energy manifests in the room. Shadows seem to gather in the corners, forming a palpable presence that sends shivers down their spines. The temperature drops, and an oppressive silence fills the air. Sarah's voice trembles as she tries to maintain control over the séance. Tom's skepticism wavers, his eyes widening at the supernatural display before him. Emma reaches out cautiously, her intuition warning her of the malevolent force within the vortex. Mike's camera captures the swirling darkness, its lens unable to fully capture the chilling essence. Lisa's fear peaks, urging them to end the séance before it's too late. Haunted by the séance, they retreat to the hallway where antique mirrors line the walls. Ghostly apparitions materialize in the mirrors' reflections, their translucent forms mirroring the group's terror. The mansion seems to groan with a newfound malevolence. Sarah tries to rationalize the supernatural occurrences, her voice faltering with each ghostly apparition. Tom's disbelief shatters as he stares into the eyes of the spectral figures. Emma's empathy connects with the spirits, feeling their anguish and longing. Mike's camera captures the haunting reflections, his hands trembling with each click. Lisa urges them to leave Ravenswood Manor, fearing the spirits' wrath. With fear gripping their hearts, they flee down Ravenswood Manor's grand staircase. Shadows stretch ominously behind them, seeming to claw at their heels as they race towards the exit. The mansion's walls seem to pulse with a malevolent energy, urging them to leave. Sarah leads the desperate escape, her steps echoing through the echoing halls. Tom's breath comes in ragged gasps, the weight of the supernatural encounter heavy on his shoulders. Emma's empathy lingers with the spirits, whispering promises of peace. Mike's camera captures their frantic flight, the image is blurred with fear. Lisa's voice echoes in the silence, urging them to escape the mansion's clutches. As they drive away from Ravenswood Manor, the friends carry the weight of their supernatural encounter. The mansion stands silent and brooding under a full moon, its windows dark and secrets buried within its walls. The storm clouds part, revealing stars that seem to watch their departure. Though they leave Ravenswood Manor behind, the friends are forever changed by the shadows that haunt its halls. They vow to cherish their friendship and never forget the malevolent presence that whispered its warnings in the heart of the haunted mansion. In a quaint countryside, a group of friends, consisting of Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily, receive an invitation to a weekend getaway at a secluded cabin in the woods. Excited for an adventure, they pack their bags and set off on a sunny afternoon. Upon arrival, the friends are greeted by the sight of a charming cabin surrounded by towering trees. The cabin looks inviting, with smoke rising from the chimney and a cozy aura emanating from within. They eagerly unload their belongings and step inside. Inside the cabin, the friends unpack their bags and make themselves at home. They light a fire in the fireplace, filling the room with warmth and light. As evening falls, they gather around to plan their activities for the weekend. As dusk settles over the woods, the friends decide to take a leisurely stroll through the surrounding forest. The air is cool and crisp, and the sound of rustling leaves fills the air as they wander deeper into the woods. Suddenly, they come upon a clearing in the woods, where an eerie silence hangs in the air. A sense of unease washes over them as they spot a strange figure lurking in the shadows. Fear grips their hearts as they realize they are not alone. With a gasp, the friends turn and run, their hearts pounding with fear. They race through the woods, the sound of their footsteps echoing in the darkness. Branches whip at their faces as they desperately search for a way out of the forest. As they run, they hear strange whispers and ghostly laughter echoing through the trees. Shadows seem to dance around them, and the forest itself feels alive with malevolent energy. They know they must find a way to escape before it's too late. Finally, they burst through the trees and stumble back to the safety of the cabin. But their relief is short-lived as they realize the cabin itself is now under siege. Shadows writhe and twist around the walls, and an ominous presence lurks in the darkness. With no other choice, the friends band together to confront the dark forces that threaten them. Armed with makeshift weapons and steely resolve, they prepare to make their final stand against the shadows that seek to consume them. As dawn breaks over the horizon, the shadows begin to recede, driven back by the light of day. With a collective sigh of relief, the friends watch as the darkness dissipates, leaving behind only the memory of their harrowing ordeal.